have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their insights and stories with us. As always, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more exciting guests, thought-provoking conversations, and a lot of laughs only on the ZNS Network. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The search intensifies for a missing Grand Bahama man. Plus, an elderly man found safe after disappearance. The family tonight is breathing a sigh of relief. And the Consumer Protection Commission warns about deceptive practices by unregistered businesses.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Reports just in confirm that a male has been shot and killed in the Chesapeake area. Details are still coming in at this hour, but what we do know is that the incident has turned deadly. Again, this is a developing story and details remain sketchy at this time. We will continue to follow this situation closely and bring you the latest updates in a later newscast. Meantime, the search is intensifying tonight for a 24-year-old Grand Bahama man who was reported missing on Sunday. According to reports, Dudley Gilbert Jr. was last seen around 8 p.m. on Saturday, April 5th at his residence on Brink Hill Road. Gilbert's family is now calling on the public to come forward with any information that may help locate him. Authorities are ramping up their efforts as concerns mount for his safety. Shane Stubbs reports.
It's in this area where the vehicle driven by 24-year-old Dudley Gilbert Jr., affectionately known as DJ, was discovered on Sunday, April 6th. Now, according to reports, DJ would have left home the night before to go get food for his mom and himself, something routine and seemingly uneventful. But by morning, concern quickly turned to worry when the mother discovered that her son, neither the car, had made it back home.
If anyone has seen anything, heard anything, or knows anything, to please, we need your help.
Pleading on behalf of the family, DJ's cousin, Aja Quant, says once they noticed the bizarre disappearance, relatives immediately commenced search efforts.
She called my dad, and he went out immediately to start looking. My uncle also joined in. He picked my aunt up so that they can search together. And eventually, they found her car. The car was unlocked. The keys were still inside.
The car was discovered near a beach access point close to where his late father Dudley's water sports business once operated, prompting an immediate search of the shoreline.
And she saw one of his Nike sandals. That is when she knew something just wasn't right. She contacted the police right away.
A video currently making the rounds on social media shows a young man kayaking in the Pindus Point area. Now, in the footage, what appears to be a red cloth is visible on the shoreline. However, family members say they cannot confirm whether or not the individual in the video is DJ. Now, despite reports that the car was found in the Lucaya area, a Pindus Point resident claims to have spoken with him recently.
Me just, I'll say being inquisitive, I approach him by asking him where he come from in this kayak. He said he just come from 200 miles. So I say to him, I said, but brother, you can't do 200 miles in a kayak. I asked him where he going. He got me going, he going over the Bimini, he going over to the Stakes. He got to go. I said, my brother, you can't cross that passage with not water. You need water. So to me, seeing him in the red state of mind.
According to Quant, DJ has been grappling with the loss of his father since September 2023. Now, the family is pleading with the public, urging anyone with information about DJ's whereabouts to come forward. DJ is described as standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, of slim build, dark complexion, and sporting a low haircut. He was last seen wearing a red long-sleeve shirt, black shorts, and Nike sandals.
We just really, really want DJ home.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And as that investigation unfolds, police have escalated their response. It is no longer just a missing persons case. Authorities have now launched a full-scale search and rescue mission for 24-year-old Dudley Gilbert Jr. of Grand Bahama. ZNS News spoke with Superintendent of Police Stephen Rowe, who confirmed that search and rescue efforts are actively underway following Gilbert's disappearance on Saturday, April 5th.
The police are doing searches for this missing man. We've been assisted by the defense force. We have officers on the ground who are checking the beaches. We have someone up in the air, in the airplane, who's going to assist with checking the waterways. And like I said, we're going to search for him until we are satisfied that we've done due diligence and try to locate him. And we're asking anyone with information who knows his whereabouts to please contact the police at 911 or 919. I wish to add to a flyer, if not already been done, will be sent out very shortly for the media to be circulated so that we can assist with trying to locate this young man.
Well, in another case, with a more hopeful outcome, a family in South Bahamas is breathing a sigh of relief. That's after their 83-year-old loved one, missing for 24 hours on Friday, was safely located. The elderly man had wandered away from home, prompting a community-wide search. Tonight, the family is expressing heartfelt gratitude to the public for their support as they now take measures to prevent a repeat of the ordeal.
That night, when I found out that he was missing, I was like, no, this can't be real. It's like, how?
Anita Lightbourne, still clearly distressed, sharing the heart-wrenching details of her father's disappearance on Friday. She explained that her adult children were responsible for watching him that day, but the situation quickly took a turn for the worse.
My son had to step out, and then my daughter was left here with him. And she made sure she checked his bed, see that he was there. She took a bath, went back to check on him, and she said all of a sudden she knew he was gone.
83-year-old Lawrence Moss had been staying with his daughter since March following a recent dementia diagnosis. Thankfully, he was found a few blocks away from his home in the South Bahamas area Saturday night after a community member saw this Facebook post, which had garnered nearly 400 shares.
Someone heard sounds in their yard that she went outside. She heard this groaning. When she went outside, she saw my dad laying on her grass, and she said when she put the flashlight on him, automatically she knew that was my dad because of the posts I post on Facebook.
Moss is currently in the hospital receiving treatment as his health had taken a blow. However, Lightbourne says she's grateful to the community for their efforts in ensuring her father was found alive.
Sometimes, we feel that people don't care, but I saw for myself, I felt for myself. His colleagues, his taxi colleagues, they came around and they had a crew around my area looking for my dad. My church, they said the prayers. Everybody just was so active.
With a growing concern over missing persons on the island, the situation was understandably alarming. Still shaken by the ordeal, Lightbourne says her family is relieved and now taking proactive steps to ensure something like this doesn't happen again.
When he gets back in my care, it have to be like a round-the-clock situation. The main concern is really on them, that make sure they're safe and they're out of harm's way and stuff. So to those who are dealing with it, I know it's very difficult, but you have to put your loved ones first now.
In crime news, a homeless man with a history of arson is back in custody. 33-year-old Kervin Honoré has been remanded to the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center after being charged in connection with a string of fires near the International Bazaar last month. He was brought before Acting Deputy Chief Magistrate Charlton Smith on Friday, facing 4 separate counts. Police Press Liaison Officer Superintendent Stephen Rowe provided these details.
One of them being arson of a building, and this occurred between the 6th of March to the 28th of March. 2 counts of endangering property by negligent use of fire and causing damage to utility poles, the property of Guanmama Power Company. On those matters, he was not required to enter to a plea.
He was not required to enter a plea and is set to return to court on May 12. Rowe also explains why Honoré was sentenced to Sandilands as opposed to the Bahamas Department of Corrections.
The magistrate was his discretion, based on guessing on his assessment of the defendant. He saw it fitting to remand him at Sandilands for evaluation, and once that is completed, he'll reappear for further assessment and continuation of his trial.
And while authorities work to protect communities, the Consumer Protection Commission is warning the public to stay vigilant. Executive Chairman Senator the Honorable Randy Roll is sounding the alarm on business owners who are charging VAT without being registered and failing to turn over the tax to the government. While businesses earning over $100,000 are required to register and charge VAT, Roll says more consumers are complaining about fraudulent practices that could lead to legal consequences.
We're working closely along with Inland Revenue and Consumer Affairs to ensure that individuals who actually pay VAT, those savings are going, or those monies are passed on to Inland Revenue. So I can tell you that all stores should have a VAT certificate. Once they are VAT compliant, should have a VAT certificate that is usually up in the store. And so we ask consumers to also look to see if they see those VAT certificate whilst they're shopping.
Meantime, the political climate continues to shift on Grand Bahama. A former member of parliament under the Free National Movement is responding to recent statements made by Iram Lewis following his departure from the FNM to join the Coalition of Independents. Shelia Roll is in studio and picks up the story from here.
Following his announcement to resign from the Free National Movement and join the Coalition of Independents, Central Grand Bahama Member of Parliament Iram Lewis suggested that former Lucaya, now Central Grand Bahama MP Nico Grant, formed an inner circle after failing to receive support from the party. However, in a strongly worded statement, Grant is dismissing those claims, calling Lewis' assertions incorrect. The former MP explained that the establishment of Nick's team Lucaya was born out of strong enthusiasm and dedication from individuals committed to the prosperity of Lucaya, now Central Grand Bahama. He says that the team was not formed out of desperation, but rather a shared aspiration to promote progress and positive change in the constituency. Grant also pointed to his 21 years of active community engagement, noting that many people, some even outside of the area, expressed interest in joining his campaign team because of his long-standing commitment to service. The statement reads in parts, the suggestion that I needed to form an inner circle due to a lack of support is not only misleading but also disrespectful to the many volunteers and supporters who have consistently stood by me. I stand by every decision and action I have undertaken, guided by integrity and a genuine passion for service. Grant further emphasized the importance of remaining focused on the bigger picture, empowering and uplifting the residents of Central Grand Bahama. He concluded by noting that if Mr. Lewis needed information about his team, a simple phone call could have sufficed. My home phone number has been listed for 54 years, he said, and my cell phone number has remained unchanged for 33. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shelia Roll.
And still to come.
A 3-day job fair wraps up on Grand Bahama Island. We will have details of that story and sports highlights when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition returns.
listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. Spring into savings and take advantage of Majestic Retail's Yellow Tag sales. Save up to 20% on smart TVs, tablets, Fire Sticks, mini split AC units, pedestal fans, and so much more. They're located in the bonded area. Call them at 351-3936. A deal is guaranteed at Majestic Retails.
JS Events and JMC KCI presents 8 Mile Rock Homecoming. Sunday, April 20th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Featuring live KB, T-Mac, Chino D, Wilfred Solomon. Backed by the top tier band. Music by Kiko T.
Live on the turntables.
8 Mile Rock Homecoming also presents the Last Man Sitting Domino Tournament. Special guest appearance by the Swingers Chocano Group. 8 Mile Rock Homecoming. Sunday, April 20th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime at 8 p.m. Tickets are $20 at the gate. Don't miss it. Sunday, April 20th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock.
Let the party begin.
I see it. My work is on. Use a bin to put it in.
Let's keep it clean.
Yeah. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. A successful three-day job fair concluding on Grand Bahama. The event, a collaboration between the Department of Labor and Grupo Anderson's Bahamas, saw a strong turnout of applicants, exceeding the expectations of officials. With a focus on filling some 600 vacancies in the food and beverage department at Carnival Celebration Key, Princess Flowers, officer in charge of the Public Employment Service Unit on Grand Bahama, expressing her excitement about the many opportunities now available on the island.
On the first day, we had over 150 persons that were registered and interviewed. Yesterday, we had just under 200, and today we're only halfway, and we've already seen 120 people. So we know that the persons who were unemployed or those who were seeking reemployment, they came out, they had the documentation, and they were interviewed. We are also proud to say that we saw persons coming in from surrounding islands. Persons also came from Abaco. I even saw persons who said they were from New Providence. Persons who may have moved away but now want to come back home because employment opportunities are available.
Human Resources Director Holman McDonald thanking the Labor Minister for the opportunity and reported another high success rate for the applicants.
We were able to identify at least another 80% persons who got the yeses from us during these past 3 days. We're happy that Grand Bahamians got these opportunities to join the group of Anderson's team. The opening is going to be in July, so we're looking forward to every individual that got an opportunity to be a part of this team.
Well, it is now time for your Health is Wealth Monday tip.
Autism Awareness Month is celebrated in April. Autism spectrum disorder is a complex medical condition that affects communication, behavior, and social interactions. It is called a spectrum because it includes a wide range of symptoms and abilities, varying significantly from person to person. The exact cause of autism is not fully understood, but studies have shown a combination of genetic and environmental factors may play a role. Despite common beliefs, autism is not caused by vaccines. Diagnosis typically involves a comprehensive evaluation by healthcare professionals. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
Well, that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's coming up in sports?
Well, the Carifta track and field trials wrapped up on the weekend in New Providence. I'm hearing some 70 athletes from Bahamas made this team. Let's see how many athletes from Grand Bahama would have been named to this year's track and field Carifta team.
Wow, good news there, Jay. Well, sports is coming up next, but first a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Copter termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Hey, what's up, Grand Bahama? KB here. Hey, it's your boy D-Mark in the building. And hey, this is Gino D. Hello, Wilford Solomon here.
Grand Bahama, what's up? Yours truly, Tico T here to let y'all know Sunday, April 28th, we are going to be in 8 Mile Rock.
It's going to be on Jonestown Fish Fry at the Sunset Village. To Grand Bahama, you all know I love you all so much.
Gates open at 7 p.m. I'll be in the house with all the Rated Straight Generals.
Back by the top tier band.
Gates going to open at 7 p.m. Show starts properly at 8 p.m.
You will enjoy yourself.
8 for our homecoming.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
Are
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. Well, first in sports, Carifta Swim Championships is scheduled for later this month, April 19th to the 22nd in Trinidad and Tobago. 15 athletes from Grand Bahama was named to the team, including Kamaya Sanders, who will be competing in the 13-14 age group for Team Bahamas.
Last year, I swam the 200 breaststroke. I didn't play, so hopefully this year I'm hoping to place. And I got gold in the 50 and the 100 breaststroke, and I'm hoping to maintain that title. Practice has been pretty good. I've been definitely pushing hard because, I want to come first and represent my country really well, and I want my country to be proud of me.
Nateo Sanders will be competing in 9 events in the 11-12 age group.
I feel confident. I've been feeling good in practice. So, you have to have the right mindset going into it. I feel good. I can go there and do good. There is nerves, but, every swim meet comes with nerves, so you just have to learn how to get over it and swim good.
Next in sports, the B3 is expected to field its Carifta track and field team that will be competing in Trinidad and Tobago during the same Easter holiday weekend. With some discrepancies now on the athletes expected to be named to this year's team, the Grand Bahama Amateur Track and Field Association President Emmett Higgins clarifying on the selection of the team.
In order to be named to this team, you would have had to, 1, qualify, 2, be in the top 2 place finishers at the trials, and 3, if you are an athlete abroad that would have attained the qualifying standard, you must, and you're not able to make the trials, you must submit a letter of exemption. And you must finish ahead. Your times or your jumps must be better than those finishing in the top 2 in order to be a part of this year's team.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is my child.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Jay Philippe Raven. I'm loving the new hairstyle, by the way.
Oh, my God. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. Next.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals.
Let's unite for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the governing party's national chairman and the opposition leader Trey Barbs as the Free National Movement looks to get its house in order. Also, come on home, a no-nonsense warning to Bahamians living in the United States without proper documents. And groundbreaking for a snazzy Family Island resort within sight. We have the details of what's to come and when. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. As global recession fears swell amid a deepening tariff war, the Bahamas gets the news of an improved credit rating. In terms of what's behind the revision, what it means for us, our AltaV's Munnings joins us live in studio with the details. Aldo?
Some good news tonight just for the entire Bahamas on the economy, Makushla, and just the kind of news the government welcomes. Credit rating agency Moody's has revised its outlook for the Bahamas from positive to stable, in the process affirming its B1 rating. The backed foreign currency senior unsecured rating was also affirmed at AAA. Moody's citing in a statement that the change in outlook reflects the increased likelihood that fiscal consolidation will strengthen the Bahamas' credit profile over time. Now, behind the agency's confidence is the fact that the government has already implemented a substantial fiscal adjustment, as well as its commitment to maintain what it calls large primary surpluses. And that's all thanks to revenue-enhancing reforms, like enhancing tax compliance and additional revenue from the introduction of a 15% top-up tax on large multinational corporations operating right here in the Bahamas. Moody's is convinced this all augurs well for the Bahamas, and so much so that it's expressed confidence that the country's debt will continue to head south, sitting at below 70% of gross domestic product by 2028 from 76% in 2024. Now, of course, barring the absence for future shocks. If sustained, this improvement in fiscal position will in turn lower gross financing needs, which in the Bahamas are very high, and Makushla ease liquidity risks.
Well, also, I think a reasonable question for many Bahamians out there did Moody's indicate any factors that could further upgrade us or even worse, downgrade us?
Well, Makushla, in layman's terms, Moody's says in order for the rating to go up, the government must continue its fiscal consolidation, the good track record that it's continuing now, and for the rating to go down, the government will have to stop continuing its fiscal consolidation, and in turn, bad news for the economy.
Well, easy enough there. Thanks, Alto. On to other news this afternoon. On the political scene, on the ground our Lloyd Allen got on the ground in the Killarney constituency this afternoon to canvass the views of residents on the FNM's decision not to run its sitting MP in the next general election. Listen in for the reaction.
A major announcement coming in from leaders of the Free National Movement over the weekend not to support the nomination of current Member of Parliament for Killarney, the Honourable Hewitt Minnis. Do you think it was right?
Not getting a nomination, I think that was injustice to him because he's an excellent MP.
After you try to compete with him, I think that would cause the issue right now.
I think that he should receive the nomination because he saved many, many lives during the COVID. If you already had a position 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then you already had your amount of turns. So at the end of the day, nothing's wrong with it. It's called politics.
Do you think that conversation with the party and Minnis should have been behind closed doors?
Yes, it should have. They shouldn't put their dirty linen in public. They could have handled that much better.
Yes, they could have it in private because me, for one, I go in with Hubert Minnis. If he go independent, where pending, when pending, or whatever pending, if he go back FNM, I still going back with him. And all my children going back with him. He did something, but I think he could have done more.
He did something. I can't say that he didn't.
And an important question as we approach 2026, will you support a new representative from the Free National Movement?
No, I won't. I would not because Dr. Minnis was and is an excellent MP in this area.
No, I wouldn't support him. If it ain't Dr. Minnis, I ain't supporting him. I go in with Dr. Minnis. Whichever way Dr. Minnis go, I'll go.
Right now, I live neutral.
I think anyone that wants to do right by his community is worth giving a chance.
And here in the Gambier community, this roadside vendor on Curtis Road says she hopes that the party simply resolves any challenges moving forward in the best interest of Bahamians. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Meantime, the opposition leader tonight giving a little more details on his party's direction following Sunday's announcement. With that angle, we turn to our Devontae Hanna.
Tonight, despite what many call bad press for the Free National Movement, its party leader is making it clear that the party is feeling as strong as ever.
You say despite, I say we are intentional about the steps that we are taking to retool our organization. We have heard from the Bahamian people in 2021. They want better. They want an improved version of the FNM, and we intend to be better than both the Progressive Liberal Party and our recent set.
It comes as the party's previously reported internal disputes now leave former Prime Minister and Killarney MP Dr. Hubert Minnis off the FNM ticket come 2026. Further to that, former FNM Central Grand Bahama MP Iram Lewis is now siding with the coalition of independents. However, tonight, the party hits the ground running in Grand Bahama with a zone meeting. The Marco City MP says the FNM plans to tackle economic growth and development.
And that is the number one issue in Grand Bahama's cost of living, and there's a need for us to remove any of the red tape that's hindering investment by Bahamians and investment by foreigners in Grand Bahama and creating opportunities for ownership and employment for Bahamians.
The party since Wednesday held the majority of the seats on the island, which Mr. Pintard says brings them closer to solving the issues and ultimately cutting that red tape.
That means, again, reforming the way we do business in central government and dramatically reforming the way we do business with the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Both central government and GBPA, the municipal government, needs transformation.
The zone meeting is one night only, with its deputy leader Shannon Don Cartwright and its youth arm also addressing attendees. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, as it just indicated, the Free National Movement is signaling that it is ready to face the Progressive Liberal Party in the next general election, and this despite its internal woes spilling out into the open. The latest in-house issue FNM's faces getting rid of their former leader, as widely reported. And as Corval Pyfrom reports, both parties continue their attacks on each other.
It might have been FNM leader Michael Pintard's wish that the main takeaways from his rare Sunday afternoon press conference, rather than talk of its former leader being axed, would have been his scathing swipes at the PLP, of which he took several.
They are unable to produce the future that we desire and we deserve.
Pintard repeated some of his familiar talking points against the Davis administration in front of a standing room only crowd at the party's headquarters, alleging, among other things, this government is corrupt.
But the PLP ignores the law. You know and I know there's one law for them and it's another law for everyone else.
He also hammered the administration over what he considers its improper awarding of contracts.
They directly award, or what we sometimes call single source, contracts left and right, skipping the competitive process.
The most corrupt organization in this country's history is the FNM.
PLP Chair Fred Mitchell was today annoyed when asked about Mr. Pintard's charges.
So tell him, go fly a kite with that nonsense. He can beat that drum as much as he wants. If you want to spell corruption, it's spelled FNM. That's all I got to say about that.
Mr. Mitchell, however, does seem to take some delight in the current Minutes debacle with the FNM, and while he says it doesn't concern him, he does admit he's nonetheless entertained.
It's a dynamic and fluid political situation. From our point of view, we again are sideshow to this. I mean, it's just entertainment as far as we can tell. And we encourage them to keep breaking out the dollhouse. Good for them. You know, couldn't have happened to a finer bunch.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large size. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot of the British Colonial Hotel that sits in the city of Nassau. Welcome back. Another motorcyclist loses his life on the streets of New Providence. Police said the rider was seriously injured when he collided into a lamppost on Shirley Street near Highland Terrace before 1 a.m. Monday. The unidentified man was seriously injured in the process. He died in hospital a short time later. In other news, the Bahamas Consul General in Miami, Kurt Hollingsworth, encouraging Bahamians living illegally in the United States to make the necessary arrangements to return home. It's either that or risk being apprehended by U.S. authorities. And this as White House officials have declared that all undocumented immigrants are considered criminals. Hollingsworth also urging this grouping to ensure that all documents related to their current U.S. status are current and to keep thorough records of their immigration status. The Consul General's advice follows U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, releasing a report last November indicating that there were 426 undocumented Bahamians living in the U.S. Now, as for how many of them have reached out to the Consul General's office,
we don't have any record of anyone seeking assistance with respect to their state. We have had individuals who have called in to just basically renew passports and that sort of stuff. You know, the normal daily protocol service or consular service that we have to offer. Outside of that, we haven't had any extreme cases. And I think, too, people are hesitant to reach out, too.
Hollingsworth goes on to note that many illegal immigrants living in the U.S. are seriously concerned about being deported.
Anxiety here in the United States right now is unbelievable. It's very, very stressful to a lot of people. And that's why it's important for Bahamians to take the necessary step to ensure that all their documents are straight.
Well, U.S. President Donald Trump hasn't just caused a frenzy with his attempts at establishing a new economic order, but also his hardline stance on illegal immigration, which has already led to thousands of deportations. Bahamians living in the United States, particularly those without proper documentation, now find themselves scrambling and panic now setting in. The Foreign Affairs Minister says these Bahamians have been making attempts to get Bahamian passports, but many are running into challenges.
Bahamas since 1973, or didn't pay attention post-1973, you know that the rules changed in 1973 about who can get a Bahamian passport. And that means you have to show antecedents either through your mother or your father, depending on whether you were married or whether you were born in the Bahamas, born within a marriage or in the Bahamas, or whether you got your citizenship by descent.
Minister Mitchell says he's received complaints from Bahamians abroad that the process to acquiring a Bahamian passport takes too long. However, he says applicants will just need to pack some additional patience.
We're very particular about making sure that only Bahamians, as defined in law, get the passports. So people who are in this position have to exercise appropriate patience as we wade through all the documentation which is necessary for this. So that's the only issue which I've seen.
Well, amid much fanfare, the Davis administration last September signed a $55 million loan agreement with the Saudi Fund for Development for the refurbishment of the North Eleuthera Airport. Those plans called for the project to be completed within 18 to 24 months. Fast forward to the here and now, and the government has nixed that arrangement. And Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, chalks up that decision to the Saudi fund being slow and bureaucratic in its process.
Alternative funding in order to expedite this project. That funding is already in place. Island Airport Development Company, the company that is building the Bimini Airport with impressive works ahead of timelines, are making significant progress We've invited them back to the table to consider the redevelopment of the North Eleuthera Airport, and we have signed agreement, and the money is in place with Plenary International Fund, and we anticipate that that work is going to begin shortly. We expect to have already delivered some preliminary works to ease some of the pressure at North Eleuthera Airport, and we're preparing for the construction of the state-of-the-art passenger terminal. We expect shovel in the ground this quarter and a projected completion date in mid-2026.
Now, work on the runways of the Governor's Harbor International Airport, also part of this arrangement. As Minister Cooper explained, the government is considering a public-private partnership to correct long-standing issues at the Rock Sound Airport.
That it is important that we coordinate the works in Governor's Harbor and in North Eleuthera to ensure that there's always an open gateway for the arrival of air traffic. So we are going to be working to stagger these works between Governor's Harbor and North Eleuthera. And I make these points to alert you that you will not see work starting tomorrow. Work will begin this quarter. North Eleuthera will be the priority in terms of getting that done, given that that has been a source of significant concern, and it's one of the busiest airports in the country. Governor's Harbor will provide relief when that work is going on, and once the airstrips are completed in North Eleuthera, we will get the work done in Governor's Harbor.
Meantime, in just under 2 weeks, construction set to begin on the multi-million-dollar Ritz-Carlton project on Eleuthera. That from Cotton Bay Holdings construction manager Daniel Zolita, who says groundbreaking for the resort is planned for April 14th, with some 450 jobs in the pipeline.
We have equipment on site, contractors mobilizing, so we are full steam ahead. One of those key facts for those that are not familiar with the project, the DPM already mentioned them, is we're bringing 110 guest rooms, 97 residences, increasing the size of the project in almost 30% for what was forecast back in 2021 when the agreement was signed with the government.
The resort is also expected to be 100% solar in order to offset challenges with power outages and disruptions on Eleuthera.
We have a commitment with the government of supply 30% clean energy, but being the case, we just move a step ahead and step forward, and we are creating a 47-acre solar farm that will supply 100% of the 10 megawatts we need for the resort.
Stay with us. The National Report returns after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, it's about time to check in with LaDonna and Marlena for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Kusla, it's National Library Week, and get this, a local librarian is sharing all about the field. Marlena, what genre do you like to read?
Oh, my favorite genre would probably be fantasy. I love anything with like some dragons, you know, adventure.
Dragons?
What about dragons? All the fantasy.
Well, Kusla, you genre.
I like history. I also like literature, you know, like in terms of African literature or, yeah. But I love history, though. Oh. And I'm glad that libraries are still alive.
Yes. All right.
So stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
What is it? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Popeyes, so me just come and taste that chicken.
Wow.
Nice, crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy food.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Did you know the National Insurance Act provides for an insured pregnant woman to access her maternity benefit before or after delivering her baby? Expecting